of the drivers on this year's Formula One grid raced in the Renault Series on their way to the top. The likes of Sebastian Vettel, Lewis Hamilton, Kimi Raikkonen, and more recently, Charles Pic.
I think it's the only way to prove that you are talented enough to go in F1, because you can start with the 2-liter, and then if you pass this cap you have the Formula Renault 3.5. The car a bit bigger, more horsepower, they go faster.
The 3.5s are very high advanced racing cars. It doesn't have power steering, so physically it works the drivers hard. It makes them really fight behind the wheel, whilst giving them a formula that's only about 8 seconds a lap slower than Formula One. So you're really getting into that zone of fast racing cars. Various other drivers that are tipped to be in Formula One in the next few years are out there racing this weekend. Kevin Magnussen, who won the Formula 3.5 race today, is active at the Grand Prix with McLaren. He's there as a reserve driver. Antonio Da Costa, who's racing for Red Bull, is tipped to be the replacement for Daniel Ricciardo within Toro Rosso.
This season mentally has been such a good test for me, because we had a couple of bad races, and to step out of that black hole, to come back to win, it pushes me to go to the next level.
What do you think will be the biggest challenge for you stepping up into F1?
It's hard to say, because when you say you're ready for an F1, you say yes, but you're as ready as you can be, because only when you get there you know what else you need to improve on. But I think if we speak about Toro Rosso, they are used to having young drivers, and I think it couldn't be a better option to step into an F1 team. And
Russia's Sergei Sorokin is one of the new recruits we'll see on the Formula One grid in 2014. How much pressure are you feeling for becoming the youngest Formula One driver next year?
Maybe you don't believe me, but I don't feel the pressure at all. If you're able to get this experience at 18, why it's worse than if you're at 21? I mean, it doesn't really matter how old are you, just what the kind of experience you had in the past, and if you had enough. And World Series is a very good stage of preparation for that. It's a very, very competitive car. Of course it will be a big jump, but it's nothing I'm afraid of.
It's a question really not so much of whether he's old enough, it's a question of whether he's good enough. It's like going from school to university, I guess. Just the level of learning and commitment, it has to be at a higher level when you get to Formula One.